The following program, though incredibly nerdy, is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised, and you probably shouldn't watch if you're an overly sensitive pussy.
The high life. This is a message to all of you who don't believe. Alright? Ha-ha! They gon' try and bring you down. Hating's what they do, but you gotta keep a smile. Stay up on your move, live free, live free, live free, homie, live free, live free. They gon' try and tell you no, shatter all your dreams, but you gotta get up, go to bigger, better things. Live free, live free, live free, homie, live free, live free, live free, live free. Hey yo, microphone check 1 2 1 2. We good? Just had to make sure I'm coming through with the driver Ricky Bobby, more class than the college and the shine of Liberace. About time that you acknowledge that the boy here to stay, fire that begin to blaze, buzzing out my name, getting out like a triple play. Hate to tell you what you can't do, fuck that. Say there's everything you can do, but rap shit. I paint pictures with a high flow, young Picasso. Feel me? I thought so. There's people in the world that are jealous of success. Don't ever second guess yourself, step and get left. Cause we on the march, we ain't waiting for no man. You can't get distracted by haters or romance. So if you sitting trapped in defeat, get that monkey off your back, live free. They gon' try and bring you down. Hating's what they do, but you gotta keep a smile. Stay up on your move, live free, live free, live free, homie, live free, live free, live free. They gon' try and tell you no, shatter all your dreams, but you gotta get up, go to bigger, better things. Live free, live free, live free, live homie, live free, live free, live free. And everybody know I got haters like Mano. Actors all phony, give them Tonys like yayo. Plus the bullshit out of music, Drano. This a true story type of movie, Fandango. Flamethrower, strange flow. They got me on the top like a halo, a Christmas tree angel. My team attacked the game from all angles, passing all these rappers just pussycats, bangles. Hip hop's LeBron, nothing better. Here to kick you out the game, Braylon Edwards, fast Evan Hester, running like 6 feet. You got a sign on your back like kick me. I'm a race bike, 6 speed. Nah, you can't get me, move too swiftly. Don't deal with other rappers trying to jip me, cause I'm way down the road where I live. They gon' try and bring you down. Hating's what they do, but you gotta keep a smile. Stay up on your move, live free, live free, live free, homie, live free, live free, live free, live free. They gon' try and tell you no, shatter all your dreams, but you gotta get up, go.
Every day they will push you to the brink. You must fight them, DJ. Fight them. Every day they will test you. Every day they will push you to the brink. You must fight them, DJ. Fight them. Every day they will test you. Every day they will push you to the brink. You must fight them, DJ. Fight them.
Go to bigger, better things. Live free, live free, live free, live homie, live free, live free, live free, live free. Yeah. So for all of you.
Oh, hello there. Welcome. Welcome to DOS Stream. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Welcome on in. Hey, guess what? I'm still mad. Yeah. And guess what? I watched Wonder Man. Oh, I watched it. I watched it, so now you have to listen to me. When I complain, when I bitch and moan. Yeah, so we're gonna get into it. Look, guys, here's the thing. Here's the thing, in all seriousness, okay? Liar? No, I'm not a liar. I watched it. We're gonna talk about it. Prove it. Don't worry. I'll prove it for you, chat. Listen. Shut your mouth when I'm talking to you, okay? Just shut up. Listen. The reality of the situation is, when it comes to just yesterday, Marvel, where I'm at with all of this sort of stuff, right? Because look, I took the stream down yesterday. A bunch of you still watch it. It still has like 5,000-6,000 views or whatever. But I took it down. So you probably, I don't know if you know, it's not up, but I did have the link in the Discord or whatever. And I took it down because frankly, I was a little too toxic even for my liking. And the reality is, like, dude, it's fun in games and the crash outs are fun and it's fun to get it's fun to get me triggered and all that sort of stuff, and I totally understand it. But I personally like, and I think I'm at my best when we can sort of walk that tightrope of being mad, but also like having fun with it and not having like an edge and not like actually dipping into truly being actually triggered and angry. And I just think that it wasn't well balanced yesterday. Look, some of you guys are just like, you loved it. You were like, it's so funny. Every time I take a stream down, I always get people in the community that are like, I love that stream. I don't know what you're talking about, you know? And that's fine too. But it's just, for me personally, I just felt like I was a little bit too toxic. But here's the reality, man. You know, I slept on it. I watched some Wonder Man. You know, I argued with many of you in Discord yesterday. It was actually a pretty fun day in our Discord. And I basically feel about the same. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be real with you. I feel the same, and I actually feel like I'm right. I'm going to double down on a lot of shit today. But I actually want to keep the tone a little bit more light and a little bit more fun. And I want to be more respectful to you guys and your opinions, you know? I don't know fucking why. But, yeah, I do. I personally just, it weighed on me a little bit. So I just want to be a little bit more chill. But, yeah, so that's where I'm at with everything. And here's the other thing, too. As I sat down this morning, okay, to go over these different topics and to think through why I'm so triggered by Marvel, basically, and Wonder Man and all that sort of stuff, right? I sat down and I started like thinking of the news topics. Now, the way I think of the news topics is I kind of like just see what's being discussed on either Reddit or Twitter, you know, in our Discord, like what's getting shared often. It's a pretty good measuring tool for finding out what's the topic and what do people actually talk about. I got to talk about what shit that people are talking about or care about. Otherwise, I'm just pissing into the wind, right? And so I sat down, I was just looking about, and I had a realization. You know, as I was looking at all the topics. And the realization I had, and just walk with me on this, is that a lot of this news in all the nerdy shit that we like, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, mostly, you know, I like Warhammer, and we're going to talk about the Brandon Sanderson thing. Spoiler alert, it will change the industry, but we're going to get there. You look at the news topics, and a lot of them are actually draining. Like, they literally drain me. Like, I feel drained talking about them, and they really do remind me of how bad things are. And I know, like, maybe that seems crazy or whatever, but it's true. I mean, look, I'll TLDR a couple of the things that I wanted to talk about today as I went into it. Okay, there's Wonder Man. We're gonna talk about it. There's James Gunn doubling down on the hiring of the Batgirl writer. And then there's maybe the fact that Rey will not be in Starfighter, and maybe there's no legacy characters in Starfighter, okay? And every single one of these stories takes me to a place of negativity, reminds me of all of these things that I don't like about what has happened to these IPs and franchises, and I don't feel confident in any of these stories. Like, they don't make me feel better. They don't make me feel like things are actually going to turn around. It actually just feels like the same old bullshit, the same old pain. And that's why it's so frustrating. It really, truly is the case that Hollywood, Disney, you know, whoever is like responsible, the people that are responsible for literally like shepherding the cool, nerdy shit that I care about, have genuinely fucked it all up, guys. They have genuinely fucked it all up. And that's just facts. And I can't look past that. I can't like pretend that's not happening. But there are good things happening. There are things that I am excited about. There's things that I do want to discuss. But just generally, Generally speaking, that's what it is, man. Like, that's why, because I seriously sat down, I was like kind of meditating on this yesterday. I was like, man, why am I so fucking triggered? Like, who gives a shit about Wonder Man, really? Like, you know, like, it's fine. Like, and there's all these people that think it's great and like it or whatever. And I don't. But why does that matter? Like, why am I so upset? It feels unreasonable, you know? It feels like, nah, there's got to be something else going on. And I think there is. It just, to me, all of this sort of stuff is just a painful reminder of where the brands are at. And I genuinely hate it. And we're going to talk about hate today because I am a hater, and I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I hate, and it's part of the reason why I don't like Wonder Man. But that's generally like where it's at, guys. So I don't know. It's not really an apology. I'd like to apologize for absolutely nothing, except maybe my tone a little bit, because that is what is happening. And I'm going to do my best to try to spot out the things that are positive and to try to focus on the things that are exciting. And frankly, this Cosmere thing with Sanderson is a bright light in a sea of darkness. And I'm going to explain why. Maybe some of you guys don't even understand what's going on, but this could literally change the industry. And so that I actually am excited about, but we're going to get through a slog of stories that I'm not excited about, things that don't feel very good, things that are annoying as fuck. And yet they are the most pertinent pieces of news that we have to talk about within our vertical. So that's what it is. You know what I mean? Any questions, any comments? What do you guys... Like, do you get it? Are you like, yeah, nah, like, that's fair. Shit's cooked. Oh, and also, it is super fucking cold. So I'm probably being a little bit more snarky and mad than usual because it's fucking cold, dude. Dealing with, like, literally below 10-degree temperatures for a couple of weeks now. This is bullshit. This simulation is fucked up. Somebody fix it. Who the fuck is Sanderson? Don't worry, man. We're going to get into it. Sanderson is an incredibly successful author. And also, I think most important to the conversation we're going to have today, Sanderson is a guy that has said no to Hollywood many times, partially because he doesn't actually need their money, and therefore they can't get him to fork over control. We're going to talk about Sanderson. This shit goes deep, man. This shit goes deep. This could legitimately, when you read what he said yesterday, you will start to see what I'm talking about. It is actually the antithesis of what Marvel has done. Like, he literally said yesterday, Apple creates fewer projects, but they're all in incredible quality. Like, he's speaking to the state of the industry. He's speaking to shit that I fucking hate what has happened to Star Wars and Marvel with the over-commercialization and the sort of just slop factory assembly line thing that has happened. It sucks. And Sanderson is now in a position to change that, to truly change that. It's an incredible story. I'm very excited to get into it. But, yeah. Apple isn't that good, to be honest. They have their own slop. Just less of it. What's the Apple slop? Because I've not seen anything Apple. Like, there's stuff that I genuinely think is like, not really for me. But I've never watched an Apple show and thought, yeah, this is slop. But Duncan says, it's my birthday, so everyone be nice to me. Thanks, Josh, for another good year of nerd venging. Happy Thursday, everyone. Much love. Well, happy birthday to you, Badunka Duncan. Can we get some birthday love in the chat? Did you like Pluribus? Yeah, I like Pluribus. I mean, I wasn't as taken by it as some others. It sort of, I don't know how to explain Pluribus. I like Pluribus. I don't think it's quite the masterpiece that other people think it is, but it's made with incredible craftsmanship. Severance, The Studio, Ted Lasso are three of the best shows in the past few years. Where's the slop? Yeah, I don't think there's any slop. I think Carl's probably just being Carl. God damn it, Carl. But, yeah, no, real talk. Apple has sort of planted their flag in the ground in quality. And their biggest problem has been, like, exposure. I mean, you know, they've got some pretty good shows, and F1 was obviously a massive success, but they have not grown Apple TV, I think, in the way that they want. They're still losing their ass, basically. But this is the deal that will change that, I think. And so we'll get into all of that. What's Plurvis? It is a show by Vince Gilligan, guy that did Breaking Bad. And it's damn good. It's damn good. For me, there's I think the show started really strong, and then it dips a bit. But the ending was cool of season 1. Even the Godzilla show was shockingly competent, for the way more enjoyable than horrible movies. Yeah, no, I mean, look, it is just facts, man. Apple has planted their flag in the ground on quality. They're spending an incredible amount of money. And part of the reason you do that is you're going after market share, right? So they're not just trying to lose money forever, but they're willing to lose money for a long time in order to gain market share of, basically the attention economy, which they would call the entertainment industry or whatever, right? But it's the same thing. So yeah, that's just Apple has done that. So to kind of explain this a little bit, when Disney Plus was first launched, it lost them, I think it was billions of dollars a year. And Disney literally told its shareholders that they were willing to be unprofitable, I think, until 2024. They were like, we think we can get profitable by 2024, 2025. But understand what that means. It means we're telling our shareholders we're literally going to lose money on this endeavor for 4 to 5 years, 6 years maybe, depending on it. But we're willing to do that because we think it will reach a profitable place, where our subscriptions raise to a certain point and the cash flow is just coming in. Pretty normal, but also that's where Apple is. And by the way, Apple's $1 trillion company, more cash on hand than I think any other entertainment company. How when we were talking about the Warner Brothers Discovery deal and Netflix and then maybe Paramount or whatever, do you remember they all had to go to the Middle East for money? Just because, you are evaluated at a certain market cap, it doesn't mean you have that cash on hand, right? Well, Apple, and I think this happened during the first Trump administration, they actually got a sort of sweetheart deal where they brought, I think, $600 billion, maybe it was $200 billion, of actual cash into, their actual American balance sheet. So they have cash on hand that I think exceeds what most entertainment companies can even raise. It's fascinating. Anyway, yapping a little bit about that, but yeah, so we'll get into it, man. We're going to talk about some stories and then we'll eventually get into the Sanderson stuff. I truly think it's really, really cool. I truly think it's really cool stuff. Now, give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second here, chat, and we'll begin to pull it all up. I think we'll start with Wonder Man, dude. I wonder, man. Whew. I wonder, man. Okay. All right. Before we get into talking about Wonder Man, dude, how many of you guys watched and liked Wonder Man? Just out of curiosity. How many of you guys really liked it? You watched it and you really liked it. I'm getting triggered already. I'm getting triggered just watching all of this stuff. Okay. So the whole reason I ask about how many of you guys liked Wonder Man is because there's a lot of you guys that liked Wonder Man. And in fact, I got kind of bullied into watching Wonder Man by you. By you guys. You guys want to shut the fuck up about it. Zero interest in Wonder Man. Zero interest in actors and Hollywood and all that sort of stuff. I just, nothing about the show appealed to me. And I was also on my Disney Plus break, right? Ever since Daredevil Born Again Season 1, which was such a letdown for me. And I had a crazy public crash out. Ever since Daredevil, I've been on a break. I took a break from Disney Plus shows. I was like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. because the fatigue that I often talk about and the sort of flooding of the market that I talk about with Marvel, it affected me. It affected me to the point that I'm like, dude, I cannot watch the Disney Plus stuff because I need to preserve the love I still have for Marvel so that I can get excited about Doomsday and Spider-Man and the X-Men in the future and all that sort of stuff. And then I broke that break because of the Marvel Zombies trailer, and the first episode was the girls, and I lost my fucking mind. Now, I've heard that they all die and the rest of Marvel Zombies is really great, but I cannot. I cannot. And the experience of going into Marvel Zombies and literally seeing like Ironheart, Miss Marvel, and Kate Bishop all together as the central characters triggered me. I had a literal trauma response, and I'm seeing like She-Hulk and Megan the Stallion like twerk on my face and tell me that Marvel is the MCU now and I should get over it, right? So, with all of that said, when it came to Wonder Man, I had said for a long time the only way I would watch this show is if I heard an incredible amount of positive buzz, and if some people I really trusted and thought had good taste told me it's incredible and you need to watch it. That didn't happen, but the next best thing did happen, and that was all of you annoying buttholes in chat and all of you motherfuckers on our Discord would not shut the fuck up about Wonder Man. Crazy shit, like it redeems Trevor Slattery. What? Impossible. Impossible. So, you know, I was arguing with a bunch of people on the Discord about this, getting super triggered about it, and it got to the point that so many of you were so positive about it that I said, you know what? I will sit down and I will watch Wonder Man. So I sat down last night. I actually went to the gym first because I wanted to get some of the rage out so that I could go in with as much of a clean slate as I possibly could, okay? So I flip on Wonder Man. I make it 5 minutes into the show, and I turned it off. And I want to explain, and I want to be honest, and I just got to tell you the truth. This is my confession. I am a hater. I hate actors. I hate trailers. I hate grips that talk to 14 different departments on their headsets. I hate Hollywood, dude. I'm sorry. It's an uncomfortable truth. It's made this job awkward for years. A lot of you like Hollywood. People ask me about the show The Studio. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Wasn't always like this, but it happened. I truly don't like Hollywood, and I don't care about scripts or actors or the craft or the directors, the DP. I do not care. I hate it. Okay, so as just a confession, man, I am kind of a hater. There's some things right now that I'm fucking hating on, and I like. Here's the thing that really upsets me about Wonder Man. So I was just thinking and, you know, arguing with a lot of you on Discord last night about this, and we were sort of pitching ideas of what Disney Plus shows I think would be cool. And I did a little research last night, just trying to figure out, like, okay, so if I were to pitch a Marvel Disney Plus show, and let's just say I came out here today and said I could come up with 100 pitches for Disney Plus shows that would be better than basically everything that Marvel has done on Disney Plus so far. But if I were to say something like that, I'd have to be fair. I'd have to use the same constraints. I'd have to use the same, you know, I guess, things they want to accomplish, like the things they care about. I'd have to, like, use all of the constraints that they had. And so I was like, okay, well, what's the budget of these shows on average? Do you guys know what the average budget for a Disney Plus show is? And I'm talking about the Marvel ones. Do you know what the average budget is? The average budget is $150 million for 6 to 8 episodes. Okay? So the thing that fucks me up a little bit, and by the way, She-Hulk, $225. $225 for that big old turd. Unbelievable. But here's what really triggers me about Wonder Man. We're 5 minutes into the show. We're glorifying Hollywood, script writing, trailers, this, that, second, and the third. That's the reason these shows cost $150 million. Hollywood is so stupid, and it's so fiscally irresponsible, and it's all bloated. Like this idea that I'm supposed to care that this character has an affinity for Hollywood and acting and that craft. It's like, yeah, the town's full of motherfuckers that want that. And in fact, the town's full of people that would do horrible things to achieve that dream. I don't care. I don't care. And it actually repulses me a little bit, to be honest with you. It literally pushes me away. And the Hollywood aspect to superhero content triggers me. And I just really don't like it. So I can't watch Wonder Man. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm sorry. I just don't. And to be fair, like, I'm sure it's really competently made. If you've got a Criterion collection, I bet you love it. You know, all of that is well and good. But I don't care. I want my superheroes to smash together, dude. I want an adventure. I want dope shit. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't care about it. And so, like, as I was thinking about the whole thing with Wonder Man and Disney Plus and all of this sort of stuff, it's just like, I think at the end of the day, I got so excited about Doomsday, and I'm very excited about Doomsday because Doomsday represents something different. Doomsday represents, like, all of these things that I'm actually genuinely excited about, but it is not what Marvel has really been for the past 6 years, is it? Is it? No. And so I don't know. I got to tell you, I think even though, you know, maybe tonally yesterday was a little off or I got a little bit too angry or triggered or whatever, brother, I still think it's completely valid to look at the state of Marvel, to look at a day when they drop a trailer for a new show and a whole show, and to watch how most of the fan base reacts to that, and to say, I think Marvel is still in trouble. And I think, I wonder what it would take to kind of wash that bad taste out and to get people to be more accepting of just, like, Marvel stuff. I don't know what that is, but I think as long as you're still making stuff like Wonder Man, it's not going to happen for people like me. So that's just genuinely the take, man. I am not into it, and I am a hater, and I do want just chud-coded, smashed shit together fun with some emotional resonance. That's what I'm looking for. Fuck Wonder Man. Okay, anyway, what do you guys think? Are you super mad? Let me have it, chat. Oh, you can't believe it? By the way, I went to film school. I literally went to film school. I love movies. I love the craft. I love what movies can do to you emotionally. But Hollywood? No, thank you. No, thanks. And I also understand, though, that, like, that's not necessarily a popular take, and a lot of you really love it, and you're into it, and you like Hollywood, and it's all good. But I just have to be honest, man. That's where I'm at. How dare Josh have a different opinion than me? Exactly. How mad are you about it? I thoroughly enjoyed Wonder Man. I'm happy for you. Wait, you went to school? Yeah, I went a couple times. Hollywood is getting your Warhammer movie made. Yeah, totally. I mean, that's fair, right? Like, Hollywood still, to this day, makes some of the most entertaining shit ever. And a lot of the stuff that I like comes out of Hollywood. And yet the facts remain that I'd prefer that they didn't put it into the content, be self-referential, and actually don't remind me of that, because it's a draw. Like, it actually negatively affects my experience, man. I don't know exactly why. I mean, part of it, I think, is like the red carpets with Marvel for years and years and years, and like that whole facade. I'm sorry, it's fake as fuck, dude. And like all these influencers, and like it's just like I just can't fucks with it, dude. It has this veneer of cringe and fakeness, you know. But yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, I'll watch Hollywood shit. You know what I mean? Just wish I didn't have to. Wish other people, other towns maybe were producing better stuff. I mean, by the way, this is a George Lucas thing too. So George was the same way. I mean, he went to film school. He loved movies. Hated Hollywood. Hated it. Probably still hates Hollywood. It's a Henry Cavill thing. Henry Cavill, not quite fond of Hollywood. Brandon Sanderson, not very fond of Hollywood. So there are plenty of people that work within Hollywood that create things within Hollywood that don't have that same affinity for it. And then there are other people that do, and I still like them. Zack Snyder loves Hollywood, I'm sure. You know, he probably has this affinity for old school directing and the way the studio system used to be, and all these old producers and like photography and all that stuff. And that's great. I don't care. I just don't. You know, I'm a little like it icks me. It just gives me the ick a little bit. It started with Star Wars, didn't it? I'm sorry they hurt you. I don't know that it started with Star Wars. I don't really know how to explain it. I mean, I'm certainly upset at how Star Wars has been handled by Disney, and I'm certainly upset with how Marvel's been handled under Disney, at least since Endgame. But did it start there? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I think I've always felt like Hollywood was like out of touch. Yeah, I don't know. At some point, though, it became a pretty big irritation, the level to which I think they're out of touch. Does that make sense? I technically went to film school, too. Completed 1 and 2 high school. I don't know what that means. Yeah, Salient. Yeah, 100%. And I mean, look, you don't even have to necessarily take it to that place because, I mean, there's plenty of other, like, really obvious gross things that are going on. And it's just, it gives me the ick. I also feel like, I feel like outside of Hollywood's always been propaganda, right? And I can't shake this feeling that, like, some of this is they're literally trying to, like, keep the mystique of that industry alive through its access to everyone's mind via their content. Does that make sense? That's probably real tinfoil hat. That's probably real conspiratorial. Yeah, I don't know. Just the possibility of it gives me the ick. Rey Skywalker will return in Avengers Doomsday. Thank God we're saved. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm done with Disney Plus. I unsubscribed after Born Again. Whew, they really cooked that bird, I think, you know? I really think Disney cooked that bird, man. And I think that... you know, the people that say, because like I'm actually really excited for Doomsday, and I think Doomsday's going to crush, by the way. But there's people out there that still think it won't, right? I think part of the reason people think Doomsday won't actually crush as much is because of the state Marvel is in. And it almost feels like Wonder Man is a show to get influential, sort of coastal elite people on social media to praise Marvel so that there's just some goodwill going on for Marvel out there in the ether. And I'm just like, that ain't it. That ain't it. I don't know, dog. I just, as respectfully as I can, I don't like Wonder Man. I really don't like a lot of what Marvel's been doing. And when I see stuff that feels just like more of the same, it really does trigger me because I want things to be different. Doomsday feels different. Spider-Man feels different. Wonder Man does not feel different to me. So there it is. Mr. Penguin says with a 10 spot, appreciate you, brother. Says, just got back from Japan. Loved it. First stream back. How much will Mando movie flop? Because if saw a post where He-Man trailer had more likes than the Mando movie. Hope Japan was good to you. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday, Mr. Penguin. What an embarrassing situation for Star Wars. But yeah, the He-Man trailer has crushed the Mando and Grogu trailer in views. And the He-Man trailer's only been out for like a week, right? So like that's crazy. All signs point to Mando and Grogu being a big old flippy flop and fish out of water. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Wonder Man feels like Phase 4. Yeah. Did Ironheart feel different to you? I didn't watch Ironheart, man. I'm actually like, I feel that was the more mature thing to do. Like, literally didn't watch a lot of stuff last year, which I know seems crazy. And some people like give me shit because they're like, dude, you're a Marvel. You make Marvel content. What do you mean? And I'm like, dude, no, I made a decision that was better for like my mental health and better for me as a fan. Where it's like, hey, you made all these side projects that aren't necessarily aimed at people like me. Fine, you know, GG's. I'm out, you know. Yeah. And I don't love Marvel enough anymore. Oh, God, it breaks my heart to say it, but it's true. I don't love Marvel enough anymore to try out every flavor of Marvel that's at the fucking ice cream shop. You know, I'm no longer that giddy boy that walked in and was like, I'll try this flavor of Marvel. I'll try this flavor of Marvel. This looks fun. Nah, dog. Actually, only into a couple of flavors. If you don't give it to me, I'm walking out. And I'm going to fart before I leave. Birdie says, keep watching One Piece. Oda and Sanderson are similar. Like, both are masters of the long game for plot and payoff. OP is just more goofy in the beginning. Dude, I like One Piece. It's just a fucking investment, brother. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a fucking investment. I love One Piece. Dude, I tell you what, I feel so... You know what? When I sit down and watch One Piece, I am given energy. I feel good. I feel happy. It's... Dude, One Piece is what it is for a reason. There's some shit there, man. There's some alchemy. It makes you feel good. Doesn't make me feel good to, like, talk about Marvel or Star Wars or fucking Rey and stupid-ass James Gunn and fucking Harry Osborn's Ezra Bridger and all that shit. All right? Wish I had more time for it, my man, because One Piece is awesome. Okay, let's go to some of these other ones here. Shalami Leaner says, I am done with Disney Plus. Oh, wait, I already went over that. Base Josh, what's up, Cool Beer? Space Tricks Serial the Night Primark with a $20 holla. You can tell he's a Warhammer fan because he has money. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to afford the hobby. Yo, Josh, I know the universe and chat is out to get you lately, so here's good news. I didn't know what Warhammer 40K until you taught me about it. I have now convinced 5 people to get armies, and we all love it. You did that. Nerd Vengers for life. Hell yeah, bro. Thanks, man. No, seriously, appreciate it. Warhammer brings me a lot of joy, and because Hollywood hasn't fucked it up yet, I can live with the idea that they won't, and I can have all the cope and the hope in the world. So yeah, Warhammer's awesome. No, thanks for the love in all seriousness, and I'm glad you're getting some joy out of Warhammer. I'm having a lot of fun with Warhammer as well. A little concerned though about the lack of updates from the Cavill situation and all that, but still holding out hope. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Zach says, I'm glad you're feeling better, bro. Best 21 months of my life. I love this community, and I appreciate you, Josh. I'll watch this after work. Much love, everyone. Nerdvenger for life. Hell yeah, man. And then, dude, Slope the Maker says, thanks for liking my tweet. LOL, go Bills. Shit made me laugh out loud, brother. If I maybe had a little bit more time, I forget what I was doing when I saw it, but it made me laugh. If I was, like, on the toilet, I might have even responded to you. But, yeah, it was a good tweet. Okay, we already got the birthday, John. All right, let's catch up here a little bit. Max Lane says, what percentage of Marvel fandom do you think have the same sentiment about the Disney Plus show? Seems like we are eating this crap up. Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, dude. Let me try to answer it, like, honestly and respectfully. It depends on what you mean by the Marvel fan base. Okay, so there's this really kind of cool concept in, like, media, social media. I know about this. Just because, like, you know, as I grew on YouTube and tried to continue to get views and all that, would just study what was it to actually build an audience online. And there's this thing called the funnel effect, okay? I'll literally draw this. I'll draw this. I've done this before. Some of you know where this is going, okay? Okay. Can you see this? Let's see here. I should have the whiteboard in here. You can't see that shit. You kind of see it. Okay, so at the tippity top, this outer level is you have people that know about the brand and like just casually interact with the brand, okay? And it's a lot of people. It always gets smaller as you go down the funnel. A little bit lower in, you have people that sort of fucks with the brand a little bit more. Maybe they make a little bit more of an average annual purchase of merchandise for the brand. Maybe they talk about it more on social media, et cetera, okay? Basically on down and down and down to the point that you get to here. These are your hardcores. Okay, these are your hardcores. Those are the people that are going to be there for every show, every stream, every movie, spend a lot more money than your average fan annually on the IP or the brand. And that's just the way it is. Like that kind of makes sense, right? So when you say what percentage of the Marvel fandom feels the same way about the Disney Plus shows. Seems like we are eating this crap up. What you're talking about is this. You're talking about this right here. You're talking about the hardcore group. Now, what's part of why it's so unpopular when I have these takes is because I am actually speaking to an audience that is mostly that. That is a lot of you hardcore people. And this is actually why a lot of you were giving me so much shit about Wonder Man yesterday. Okay? Because frankly, like, you're in it no matter what. And if you're in it no matter what, yeah, I would imagine Wonder Man is a better product. You probably felt better as a fan enjoying that than a lot of other stuff that's come out over the past couple of years. So you're sitting there like, love it. This shit is awesome. It's so good. It's so competently made. The acting's incredible and all this sort of stuff. Okay? So when you're asking me what's the percentage of the overall fandom, when I'm criticizing Marvel, am speaking more of this group, which is much larger. That's a much larger group. Okay? I think if you take the whole pie chart, pretty big percentage of the fan base is over the Disney Plus shows. You can just see that in the numbers. However, this hardcore group, within that hardcore group, probably high percentage of people that don't feel that way. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the hardcore group. Does that make sense? And it's not even necessarily that I'm out of the hardcore group, but I'm probably within a minority in the hardcore group that is like really over a lot of it. Right? Like, does that make sense? But it's a good question. Like, and I appreciate the opportunity to sort of clarify that, because I think, again, from a lot of your perspective, it's like, I'm an outlier. But I don't think I'm an outlier overall. I think I'm an outlier within the hardcore group, right? Appreciate you, Max. Taryn Washington says, Josh, just watch them on blinkers. It helps. Yeah. Maybe Marvel should start passing that shit out, you know? Maybe your Disney Plus subscription should come with, some kind of chemical that'll make the fucking She-Hulk go down. You know what I mean? A spoonful of whatever. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of, we were talking in the Discord. I probably shouldn't even say this, but we were talking a little bit in the Discord yesterday about Real Rejects and Greg. And a lot of us agree, like Greg is really authentic and people really I like Greg. But I was reminiscing of his out of theater reaction to the Marvels. An incredible video that had me laughing so much because Greg was so mad. And one of the first things he said was they gave you multiple drinks. Remember? He's like, yeah, they give you multiple drinks, which is a great sign. And so in a way, Marvel did do this with the Marvels, and it still didn't really work. But yeah, interesting. Okay, so I think that's enough, guys. I think that's enough on the whole Wonder Man thing. I truly hope we can just... I would prefer it if there was more badass shit that sort of, again, within that hardcore group, like we could all align with, because that's the content, really. That's what y'all are here for, really. A lot of you don't want to hear me bitch and moan about these things that you don't necessarily care about. You want me to come up with cool theories or speculate about fun stuff that you're going to see in the movie, and I totally get it. But I'm very stubborn, so I'm still going to shit on Marvel a lot. Hope you understand. Much love. Okay, let's go into the next topic, all right? That wasn't so bad. Make Disney Plus good edible. 700 milligrams with a tab of Sid? Oh, man. Whew. Oh, man. Whew. Okay. Yeah, I probably would have enjoyed Wonder Man. I got to be honest. It's hard to have a bad time with all that, huh? Okay, let's talk about James Gunn. So, in what I consider to be another story out there in Nerdland that is very draining, James Gunn doubles down on the Flash writer being the writer for The Brave and the Bold. So, I don't know if you guys saw this. Did you guys see this? Throw a 1 to the chat, man. Did you see this shit? These stories about Gunn have been so exhausting. They've been so exhausting, dude. You know, I try to like handle this with nuance and care, and yet I think there's like a huge group of people that just have all this pushback to all the criticism that I've had of Gunn and how he's handling all of this. And one of my main criticisms have been, get off of social medias. And yet again, he's on the social medias, responding to fans on threads, and just creating news cycles that do not need to exist. It's so exhausting. So, I recently covered the fact that it has been reported by Jeff Snyder that the writer for Birds of Prey and for the Flash movie, and I'm blanking on her name, and I don't care to look it up, that writer is set to be the writer of Brave and the Bold, the DCU Batman movie, and Batman is an important character. And at the time when we talked about this last week or the week before, it felt like maybe for one of the first times, most DC fans, most film fans, most people on social medias were on my side with this. Basically, everybody was like, this is a terrible idea. This is really bad. Right? And I was like, dang, people are starting to get it. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. For the first time, it seems like there's a unanimous pushback to something that Gunn is doing, and everybody's like, really hope not. And yet, he doubles down. He doubles down. Somebody asked him about it, is it true or something like that? His response was crazy. It was something like, people that rip on her ability as a screenwriter have clearly never written a script by her. It's like one of the snarkiest, stupidest, most James Gunn replies that I've ever seen in my life. And it's just like, when do we get off of this ride, dude? And are people ever going to start admitting that at the very least, the way this guy is discussing his studio plans with fans online is not helping? And even maybe he's making some bad fucking decisions. Are we ready to have that conversation? Are we ready to get past this whole like, yeah, but the chuds thought he's bad, so he must be good kind of a mentality? Can we look at what he's saying and what he's doing? Brother, there's like nobody in that fucking town, at least nobody that's out here speaking about it, that thinks this is a good idea. And this is the guy with the personality that's like, yeah, fuck everybody. I know best. So that's it. That's the fucking story. That's a fucking update with the DCU. That's what it is. That's what it's going to be. It's exhausting, dude. It's fucking exhausting. And this isn't how you, I just don't think this is how you do it. I don't think this is how you build up a universe. And like, look, the reality of the Gunn, the entire Gunn phenomenon, right? The entire DCU, the problem with it being Gunn is a little bit of what I was speaking to with the Hollywood thing. So I am pretty turned off by Hollywood just in general. Don't like it. The town of elitist people, feel super out of touch. Like I have a negative association with Hollywood. And so I think one of the reasons that Superman didn't do better internationally, but even here, is because they made it all James Gunn. Like, they made a decision. This was either a decision done without fully considering it, or it was a very thoughtful decision. The decision was James Gunn is going to be the marketing tool. Remember how he's like in those TV spots with Lois Lane and Superman and shit, and it's just weird? Remember how he's like animated into the intro of this, and it's just like fucking weird? And he's doing interviews, and it's all weird. They did this intentionally because they were like, look, he's the draw. He's the Marvel guy. He's James Gunn. And that's going to be the draw. Except for the fact that what that is doing is putting the Hollywood aspect of this whole thing on full display. And I think that just creates a lot of unneeded friction within the fan base. I don't know, man. I look at what's going on with the DCU, and you know, this is another thing we were talking about yesterday in the Discord, and a lot of DC fans, like, there was a pop around Superman. I think a lot of people were hopeful around then, and it did beat Fantastic Four, which was like, that's a dub for you guys. You know what I mean? Like, that's a fucking dub. But literally most of even those fans that used to, like, y'all strutted way too much. I'm going to be honest. You fucking strutted way too much after Superman, but I also understood it. Even most of those people in our community are like, man, Supergirl, Clayface, Maxima, Jesus Christ. Like, even they're like, it's all waning. Like, there's no hype. I don't know. That's the news. More bullshit. I think DC is doing terribly. Terribly. And I'm sick of acting like it's not. What do you think, chat? Happy Thursday. I know this is not Marvel, but imagine a universe where Super Mario movies are leading up to a Super Smash Bros. With the hand as the final boss. Do you like those movies? Yes, James. I actually think that's a brilliant idea, and I hope they do something like it. Yeah, it's like the perfect setup. The only thing that's strange about it is, like, they're doing Zelda as live action. They are cooking a lot of stuff with Illumination, like Donkey Kong and the new Mario and some other stuff. And it does seem like that is leading to a Smash Bros. Movie, which is going to be great. But I'm a little I don't understand the Link element. If the Zelda movie is live action, are you going to bring live action Link in? Are you not doing Link with Smash Bros? What? Are you doing like Toon Link or something? I don't know. Nerdy Mastermind says with a 10 spot, appreciate it, says Gunn is right to defend Hudson. If Michael Green can write that horrible Green Lantern film and then years later write Logan, Blade Runner, 40, blah, 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 Blue-Eyed Samurai, any writer can turn it around. Yeah, but it's commercial art. It's 4-quadrant mass appeal entertainment. And she has a very bad track record of late. And the entire industry is clowning on the decision. So if you don't see what I'm saying, then, like, you don't understand this part of the game. Hype is a part of it. You're selling it. It's commercial art. Right? So how long did it take from the Green Lantern film to Logan? And what did Michael Green do in the subsequent years? That's the question. And perhaps she should do that. I don't give a fuck about her, like, career trajectory, this, that, second, and the third. But I'm just telling you, I'm looking out, and what I see is, like, for the first time, the Phantom's like, ah! And Gunn's still like, nah, fuck you. You never read one of her scripts. I think that's a losing strategy. You know what I mean? But maybe not. Slop the Maker. Appreciate you. You are a Nerdvenger now. Welcome back to the Nerdvengers, baby. All right, is there some other chats here? Is there some other Gun fans that want to fucking get their yapping in? You gave Wonder Man a chance, but not Sinners? Yeah. Space Trek Zero says, make Disney... Oh, okay, yeah, watch that. Yeah, Ross, yeah, brother. Yeah, I did. Yeah. What can I say? I mean, they bullied me into it, bro. I didn't want to do that shit. Missed a chat, did I? Did I, though? I don't think I did. Why you guys do this to me? Why are you making me search these? I didn't miss nothing. Happy Thursday. I didn't miss it. Oh, you got it. Okay, cool. It was the Sinners one. Oh, okay. Yeah. Are you caught up with JJK? No, I'm not caught up with JJK, man. That one, I actually have not been able to get into Jujutsu Kaisen. I know. I feel bad about that one. I don't feel bad about not liking Wonder Man. I feel bad, genuinely, about not being able to get into JJK. But a lot of people that really like it have told me, like, it doesn't get great for like 16 episodes. And I'm like, dude! Like, I just don't know, man. I wasn't as taken by it. You know, he eats the finger. It's like, whatever. But I know it's very highly regarded, so. I dropped the anime and picked up the manga. Oh, yeah? Interesting. But Papa, Josh, JJK has the juice. That's what I hear. Yeah, that's what I hear. You know what's funny? My wife actually likes JJK more than me. She went on and watched it and loves it and was like, no, my wife's like, you got to get into it because she wants to watch it with me. And I'm still just, I don't know if you guys have noticed, like, I'm very stubborn. I'm kind of grumpy, you know, and I'm just like, you know. First anime I liked since Full Metal Alchemist. Okay, yeah. Awesome. Season 2 snaps, nice. Josh, what did you watch? What do you mean? I watched Wonder Man, dog. What are you talking about? It was great. Second season is a fast burn. Nice. Watch the latest episode just to see how the animation goes. Yes, it's spoilers, but it's fucking crazy. I've heard great things, man. I've heard great things, yeah. Where's the Spider-Man trailer? We need it. Yeah, that is a good question. I'm not really sure. Where's the Spider-Man trailer? Okay, let's get on to the next. Oh, God, we just have one more. Oh, God, we just have one more story of stupid-ass Hollywood and their slog and their slop and how much they've fucked everything up, and then we can get into the good news. Oh, God, just one more. Oh, God, why? Oh, fuck. All right, let's make this brief. If we make it brief enough, I won't have to post it onto the Clips channel. I can look at it and be like, that probably won't do well. So, Starfighter. Y'all heard about this? You know about this? You heard about this? You know about this? Little Jay Leno. Starfighter with Sean Levy, the Star Wars movie that they actually seem to care about, but not the next one that's coming out into the theaters. Starring the Goss. So, recently, I forget who it was. I think it was like one of the writers or maybe somebody that worked on it in some way. I don't care to look it up. I don't care. But somebody affiliated with the film came out and said that there would be no legacy characters in the movie. You would not see any of the other characters from any of the other movies. Now, the reason that's so cool is because I was really worried that they would put Rey into this film. In fact, I still am. But let's talk about it. Because the rumors for a long time, and things that I've heard, was that Rey would be inserted into the Sean Levy movie. And what a lot of people say about this film is that it's essentially this kid's going to be force sensitive. Ryan Gosling's going to be trying to protect the kid and get him to Rey's Jedi Academy. That's basically like what I heard the movie was. It's like, okay, this kid, galaxy, bad people, bad guys, little force sensitivity, Top Gun Maverick, star fighting, and all of that to get the kid to Rey Skywalker. Holy shit. Now, yeah, I really don't like it, guys. Like, I really don't like that. And if it's a setup movie for a Simon Kinberg Rey trilogy in which Rey is the Obi-Wan of the new trilogy, I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna poop. And I'm gonna throw my poop like an animal. I will shit, I will piss, I will bleed. I don't know how. I've said it a million different times in a million different ways. Merry Christmas. Sweet Christmas. I'm losing it up here. I'm going to lose it, guys. I'm going to fucking lose it. So, going back to the report from this person that worked on the movie, I'm hoping that this idea that there's no legacy characters in the movie and you won't see any of the movie characters from the other movies in this movie and it's all just new characters. If that truly means that there's no Rey Skywalker in this movie and maybe it's not actually setting it up to take this kid to Rey Skywalker's Jedi stupid ass bullshit academy, then it's a W. Do you understand? It's a dub. So I'm hoping that that's what it is. But what do you guys think? Because as many of you are pointing out in the chat, technically I don't think Rey is a legacy character, even though they named her a Skywalker. So maybe in his mind, he's talking about characters like Luke or Palpatine or Chewbacca or R2's D2's or C3POs. And the thing about that is, Why not? Fuck that. Put them in there. I want CGI'd Anakin. Put a CGI deepfake Anakin into every fucking scene of the movie. What are you talking about? So this is either bad news or kind of good news, or it's really bad news. And I can't decide. And I'm super let down, and I can't believe this is where Star Wars is at. Any thoughts, chat? Or should we just move right along to the good news? Any thoughts? Comments? Questions? What do you think? Fucking Star Wars. Unbelievable. I feel like he's going to the new Jedi Academy, but maybe Rey is not in it. Yeah, maybe Rey fucked off or something. I think Rey is going to be wearing golden power armor. How dare you, sir? How dare you? It was Jar Jar all along. Let's be real. It's probably bad news. Yeah. Fucking Catalina wine mixer. Exactly, Delivery Joe. See, this guy gets it. Rey is still getting her own movie. Yeah, but how can we stop that? How can we prevent that from happening? How can we vocalize our disdain for that? What about Filoni? What about Filoni, dog? What do you mean? What are you trying to get at there, monkey giraffe? Huh? What are you trying to say? You're going to have to go back in time. Probably worth investing into. Yeah. Rock the fuck out of them drums, Dale. We can boycott Mando. Yeah, I guess we can. You know what's funny, actually? I was thinking about this, dude. Holy shit. We are toxic. Oh, my God. We're so toxic. Oh, my God. We are the problem. But also, I was literally thinking about this last night. I was sitting there thinking, do I even want to see Mando and Grogu in theaters? And the truth is, the Mando and Grogu trailer could be dropping at any moment. Did it just drop? Did it just release? Did the Mando Grogu trailer just release just now? Somebody find it. But the Mando and Grogu trailer is actually supposed to drop soon. Like really soon. And I got to tell you guys, this is what I'm going to do. And this is just me. I'm not saying that this is what you should do. I think you should just not see it no matter what, actually. But what I'm going to do is I am going to look at the trailer and I'm going to decide based on that trailer if I'm actually going into theaters or not. Like literally, I'm going to watch the trailer and as soon as it rolls, I'm going to either say, well, I'll check that on Disney Plus or, okay, I guess I'll see that in theaters. That's where I'm at with it. And I got to tell you, I can't imagine what they would put into. Actually, I can't imagine what they could put in it to get me excited. It would be CGI deepfake Anakin and CGI deepfake Luke Skywalker. Yeah, man. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to really move the needle for me. Isn't that what everyone does with a trailer? Oh, shit. You might be right. You might be onto something. That's not even enough for me now. So are you trying Warhammer out then? Is that what you're saying? Like you're like, yo, okay, yeah, it's dead. Warhammer time? Watch live with us and give thumbs down or thumbs up like Gladiator. Vince, that's a great idea. That is actually genuinely a good idea. What if Rey was stacked and gave you the eyes? Then we'd be in a much better timeline. I don't know what is going on in this world. Debasement of currencies, trade wars, social tensions. We're obviously in the wrong timeline. If she was stacked and giving me the googlies, then maybe I'd be like, wow, life's okay. Yeah, we'll all float on. I'd rather watch Mando and Grogu and Gorlock the Destroyer. Jesus Christ. I hate myself for knowing what you're saying. I hate myself, but I don't want to. Oh my God, Justin! Justin! New Alf movie? Oh, okay, cool. All right, let's get to the good stuff. Yeah, fuck all this shit, man. Get the fuck out of here. Star Wars, bitch ass, stupid ass, dead ass franchise. Okay. Let's talk about how Hollywood is actually fucked, and I can't wait. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Oh, I'm so excited about this, guys. Something good has happened in this year of our Lord 2026, in this state of things in Hollywood and all the bullshit. Something good has happened. And Apple did it. It's official. Apple TV is eyeing Mistborn for a film adaptation of the Stormlight Archive for a television series, making what could be the beginning of a massive Cosmere on-screen franchise. Holy shit. Now, in order to explain why this is so earth-shattering, why this is actually going to change the industry, and why I'm genuinely excited about it, I got to take it back a couple of steps. I got to fill in some of the gaps, give you some context. Brandon Sanderson. Who is Brandon Sanderson? Brandon Sanderson is an author, very successful author. I think he sort of rose to prominence when he took over for Robert Jordan and finished the Wheel of Time books, but then quickly, made a name for himself with his own books and his own series, and is one of the most prolific authors in the world. I think it's probably accurate to say that Sanderson is the most successful author that's never had an adaptation. And what I mean by that is, like, he's never had a Hollywood adaptation. Now, we all know about how George Martin's never going to finish them goddamn books, right? Well, he started them a long time ago before he had the Hollywood deal. He only became so popular that people are now furious that he's not finishing them after the Hollywood adaptation, after the show, which was on HBO. Actually kind of interesting. You can see similar things happening here. Sanderson, by the way, good friends with George. They know each other. They like each other. I've seen different panels where they're both at a panel together speaking about their craft and different techniques of writing, et cetera, et cetera. Look, Sanderson is incredibly successful, broke the Kickstarter record for $41+ million, has sold between 40 to 50 million books, which is ridiculous. He's very, very influential. He's very sharp, and he has refused to work with Hollywood for years and years and years and years and years. People that love his shit, and there's a lot of people that really love his shit. He is a professor. He talks about writing in lectures that then are uploaded to YouTube, and some of these are have been seen millions of times. These are really, really big videos, massive platform that Sanderson has, but people genuinely love his work too. That's a really important part of it. Way of Kings for me is one of the best books I've ever read. I absolutely love that book. I've only read like one of the Mistborn books, but it was super fun and super cool too. Great magic system, like Magneto type shit with their powers and all that. So this guy has this incredible fan base, and for years, people have been asking him, when is the adaptation coming? When's the live action thing? And he had different deals fall apart over the years, and a big reason why, and he would be very open about this on his podcast, a big reason as to why there had never been an adaptation is Sanderson didn't need Hollywood's money. As I've just mentioned, he was rich and successful before a live-action adaptation. That's not where George was. That's not where a lot of these authors are. The Hollywood deal for authors is usually their golden ticket to that level of success. And it also jacks their royalties up. I mean, that's why Rob Liefeld is swimming in gold like Mr. Scrooge McDuck, because every time a Deadpool thing comes out at Marvel, his sales and comic book sales go through the roof and he gets more royalties, right? So, Sanderson has said for years that he didn't do the Hollywood deal because he didn't need their money, and therefore was unwilling to give up creative control. That's usually the way it goes, right? If you want a lot of money in the Hollywood deal, they get full control. If you want some control, they're going to take some of that money. Like a classic example of this is actually Rocky, and they're actually making a biopic about this and what happened with Stallone. But Stallone basically said, I'm going to star in this movie. They said, we like your script, we like your story, but we can't understand you, and you're fucking some weirdo, ugly dude from the East Coast. You're definitely not starring in this movie. And Stallone was like, I'm starring in the movie. You know, like he wouldn't stop. So basically they were like, okay, so if you want to star in this movie, you got to learn to speak a little bit more clearly. And also, we're not going to pay you. Not what we were going to pay you. We'll pay you a small amount, and then you get back-end points. Because now it's risky for us to invest because we think you suck ass, and we think we know best. That's a very Hollywood thing. So, this announcement, Apple TV, as far as I understand it, they actually now have bought the entire Cosmere. They have the rights to the entire Cosmere, which is a massive series of novels, which are all separate things, but are shared in a crossover multiverse kind of an aspect. He basically did that Stephen King thing where everything kind of exists together, and Dark Tower brings a lot of it together. Brandon did that, but he just does it with all the other books and brings them all together. So This is a massive deal, okay? And I want to show you, let me see if I can pull up what Sanderson said about this, because I think it speaks to why this deal is so important. And then I'm going to talk about why I think this will change the industry. This will change the industry, really and truly, okay? So, Sanderson said, and he did a whole Reddit AMA about this news because, again, his rabid fan base was like, let's fucking go. There are actually Comic-Cons for the Cosmere. There are literally Comic-Cons. We actually almost went last year, my wife and I, because we really love Brandon's shit. He has them out in Salt Lake City, I believe, and it's like an event, a 5-day event. It's a Comic-Con, dude. It draws massive numbers, like 100,000 people. It's crazy. So anyway, this is what he said yesterday. He said the decision to pick Apple, interesting. I mean, he's a writer. Very interesting catch. He picked them. The decision to pick Apple was due to two factors. First, the level of approvals and control. Apple wants to be a true partner with me, and they feel like they really get what I want to do. Second, their track record. And this is what flies in the face of all the Disney crap. Second, their track record. Apple does fewer things, but with higher quality than some other studios. I find virtually everything of theirs I watch is excellent and creator-driven. So what is he telling you? The reason he picked Apple is for two reasons. Number one, he has control. They consider him a partner. This is going to be creator-driven, much like why I'm excited about Warhammer, because Cavill's the one in control, and he gets it, and he's a fan, which we're going to talk about Cavill, actually, because Cavill is a massive fucking fan of Brandon's books and actually wants to play a character that then Brandon had to explain to him was an Asian character, and so Cavill, you can't do it, my guy. This isn't Scarlett Johansson and the Ghost of... Anyway, point is, Sanderson has control. This shit is going to be authentically creator-driven by the guy that did this whole thing without Hollywood. Fascinating. And then the other thing is their track record. They do fewer things with higher quality. Everything of theirs is excellent. And I agree. I mean, the thing, we were talking about this at the beginning of the stream. I think Apple has become a sort of vestige of quality. And when you look at some of their smash hits, you know, whether it's Severance or it's F1, it's quality, man. It's really high quality stuff. They spend a lot. They get good creatives. They've planted their flag in the ground to be known as spending a lot of money and making really high quality stuff. And even though they've had a lot more success in recent years, like, you know, the Severance is a big success for them. I think F1 is the most successful thing they've ever done as far as a movie. They still don't have the subscribers on Apple TV to make it make sense, right? So they're still chasing, I think, even a break-even point for the spending that they do. But again, they are a $1 trillion company with more cash than almost any other studio in Hollywood, right? So they've got money to burn. But at some point, you do want to get a piece of that market share. And you want to be able to at least cash flow without a loss. And ultimately, you would like to profit, right? Like, that's what everybody's looking for. And from that perspective, Apple has just hit the jackpot, dude. They have just hit the jackpot. And again, I don't know what I don't know what the numbers are exactly. I'm sure Sanderson got paid well. But I think what's more important to Sanderson is what they will pony up for the show and for the movie. So in a world where we're talking about 37 movies, 14 shows in the last 3 years, you know, DC grinding out all this content, Star Wars grinding out all this content. I mean, the Disney Plus slop factory, you know, by and large, there's some gems in there, but that's mostly what it is. And a dilution of the oomph that a brand has, spending absurd amounts of money on stupid, unepic, boring shit. I really look at this deal, and I have a lot of hope, guys. And not just that the project will be good. I'm basically convinced that the project will be good. But beyond the project being good, this could change Hollywood. This could actually change Hollywood. We are at this sort of inflection point where I think audiences want less with higher quality. I think we are willing to have that. And I think there's such a desire for that. There's such a hunger for that kind of content that I think people, once they start hearing fans like me speak about Sanderson in this project like this, because I haven't even talked about like the lore, like, dude, it's incredible. Like, the magic system in Way of Kings is unfucking believable, dude. It's awesome. But you're just gonna get, and I saw it yesterday on social media, and by the way, across political spectrums, because people fucking love Sanderson's books. That's another key thing. I know some of you guys don't like it when I say that, but it's true. It's mass appeal, and it's just across the board, people like it. That's a key factor, especially if you're making 4-quadrant shit. I saw so many folks yesterday praising this deal, praising Sanderson's stuff, and being very excited for what it could mean. And if it crushes it, and it actually drives subscribers, and Apple has their Game of Thrones now, which I think they do. I think, frankly, Apple has their Game of Thrones, which I think will actually potentially be better than Game of Thrones. I mean, Ryan Connolly isn't even listening to George anymore. You know what I mean? And we look at what's going on with Star Wars, and they didn't listen to George. It went a bad way, and on and on and on. This could be the antidote, dude. This could be the answer. And this could force Hollywood, through competition, to do the same, to repeat, to actually go out, get creator-driven stuff, to spend money on quality, and to make epic shit. Dude, these books are epic, bro. Like, they're grand, they're epic, they're adventurous, they're fun. You're not gonna get like a Wonder Man. I'm sorry, you're just not. You're not. And I know, like, everybody likes Wonder Man. No, but it's real talk. That's not what superhero shit is. I don't give a fuck about that kind of stuff. I want epic. And I think you're going to get that with Sanderson. So there you go. Any questions? Any questions, chat? Freaking poopy buttholes. Also, any of you guys read these books, man? They are increíble. I think that's bad. Maybe from a geekdom perspective, it's good, but overall, lack of volume and diversity in film is apparent if you compare it to what we had in the 80s. Nope, wrong. Kind of reminds me of Oda and Netflix deal. Oda has so much control on the show, which is great. Unfortunately, that's actually not true. I looked into that Oda shit. Netflix is not obligated to listen to him. Like, he has input, but they can tell him no. That's not what's going on with Sanderson. They literally, like, as far as I understand it, if I'm reading this correctly, they cannot tell him no. It's a true partnership. It's still a licensing deal for Netflix ultimately, which is like actually why some people were a bit concerned Now, technically, the reason you probably think that Silence draws is because Oda did give them input on season 1, and they did make changes based on his input. So maybe it looks like they're going to listen to Oda, but I don't think they're contractually obligated to. Dark Tower would have been a series or at least 3 movies. Well, Dark Tower is being worked on too with Mike Flanagan and some talented folks. So Dark Tower, there's still good. There's still room for good shit going on there. So Sanderson put a spell on you? What? Apple has all that sweet Chiba. What? Coming in late and guessing Josh hates Wonder Man, although I haven't seen it yet. A lot of online accounts that I follow had great things to say about it. Why would you? Why would you come in here with that assumption that I hate Wonder Man? You're right, though. I hate it. There are world hoppers and characters from other books that appear in the series, but they have different names, and you might not realize it. Ooh, okay, really interesting. Retail trader that always loses says, what are your thoughts on talking more anime? I moved away from Disney years ago for anime. How much can you see with those share again of yours? What? How much can you see with those share again of yours? I don't know what that means, dog. Look, I love anime. I considered pivoting into anime and making a lot more anime content, and maybe someday I still will. But my heart is with Warhammer and my comic book Unity. And I'm going to update a lot about Unity this year. I'm not going to update much today, but here's what I'll say is, like, lately, because I've been working more and more on Unity, I've had a lot more meetings, I've been looking at a lot more art, making moves on Unity. And it's been so nice because I'm genuinely so triggered on what a lot of the Hollywood content has become. And frankly, as I refine Unity, because I'm kind of updating the 2 chapters that we did and setting up chapters 3 through 5, I'm basically just kind of doubling down on what I want it to be. And like all of this stuff I say about, like, oh man, I wish Marvel was doing this, or I wish Star Wars was doing that, I can't really control it. I can bitch about it, but I can't really control it. I can control Unity though. And Unity is going to be for the chuds, man. Like, there's some highbrow stuff in Unity, and there's just like wild, heady, trippy stuff because I like that sort of stuff. But real talk, Unity is about fucking awesome powers, fucking tense environment of this authoritarian regime, and it's just, it's dark and badass and violent and fucking dude bro coded, man. So instead of making a whole anime channel, I'm just gonna keep doing Den of Nerds, do some Warhammer content, and make Unity. That's my plan. But maybe once we get Unity rolling a little bit, I could maybe do an anime channel. But yeah. Shuriken is the Shuriken is an eye ability in Naruto. Oh, it's like the weird ability they get in their eyes or whatever. It doesn't like Sasuke has some of that shit, and then there's like the villain in the mask. I was never a big Naruto guy. My best buddy loves Naruto. I've seen some cool shit. That's, Naruto stuff. But, yeah, never been a Naruto guy. Where is Unity? It's right here. It's right here on my computer. Who is Unity? He's a, Captain Unity, as we call him in the book, is, General Xander. Captain Unity. I hear rumors of an announcement of Deadpool 4. Is it true, Josh? Well, there's some reports out there that Ryan is working on Deadpool 4, and that comes from Matthew Bellany and Puck, and they're very good. They have good sources, so yeah, I would assume that's true, yeah. Yes. Warhammer sucks. What? Get him out of here. When will Unity get physical copies? By the end of the year, and that's all I can say about it, but there's better news than that, but I don't want to talk about it yet. John Unity? Exactly, John Unity. He's a very cool character, yeah. John Unity, Captain Unity, General Xander. He's got a couple names. Anything else to say on this Sanderson stuff? Are you guys all understanding what a big deal this is? I'm not seeing enough motion. Out there. Do you guys understand how big of a deal this is? Do you understand that all the bullshit could be fixed by a guy who's been telling Hollywood to fuck off for years? Come on, man. Come on, man. Who's this Sanderson guy? Damn it! I just explained it all. I just explained it. Oh my God, chat. Oh, guys, come on. You gotta do better, Senator. The KFC guy? Jesus Christ. Hey, speaking of me being incredibly triggered and making poor life choices, tomorrow's stream at 11 will be a members-only stream. We're putting it behind a paywall, and you know why? Because I'm going to be day drinking. I'm going to be slamming beers, taking shots, and talking way more shit than normal. I will probably say some cancelable shit, but you guys won't cancel me because you love me and stuff, so it's going to be good. Tomorrow, probably start at noon. Probably shouldn't start a day drinking stream until at least noon, but we're going to do that tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Sounds toxic? Good. Good. All right. That's probably going to do it for this segment. The future is now. Bureau? My God. The only thing I got to worry about is that I get so drunk that I start really yapping about Bureau, because that's one of my least popular takes. Everybody got so mad at me. I want a Bureau. The only time I ever want a Bureau is if some kind of vandal is running away with a lady's purse and I need something to throw at the back of his head. That is the only time you need a Bureau. Trust. Slap a grandma now? Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I'll go to the local old folks home and say that I'm there to see my Aunt Mary Marie and walk room to room and just, you know. You liked Bureau, though? One of the flavors wasn't bad. Yeah. One of the flavors wasn't bad. I think it was Ben sent me the coffee flavor. It was terrible. It was the collaboration with RDJ and it was like good coffee and Bureau. It was like RDJ and Tom Holland. One of the most disgusting things I've ever tasted. Absolute ass. But I appreciate the thought and the love. Thanks for sending that. That was nice. Where the fuck is Ben? Yeah, exactly. Samuel Adams all day long. I like certain Sam Adams, yeah. I like certain Sam Adams. Anyways, guys, I'm probably going to get on out of here. A little bit of a shorter stream today. It's just cold AF. Really appreciate you, though. Thank you for being here. Much love. Look, I hope, in all seriousness, I hope some of you guys kind of get it. I'm just trying to be honest. It hasn't been a good couple of years for these franchises, and it really does bug me. I really don't like a lot of the direction and the fatigue. And I really just think that, the Wonder Man show, Daredevil, it's just like, not doing it for me. Not pumped. And I hope you guys can just get it, man. I'm trying to have fun. I am excited about the future. But Marvel's not even close to out of the woods. So I don't want Marvel to, get comfortable. You know what I mean? Y'all should really not be feeling comfortable. It's still really bad out there. You need to fix that. Bro, got a new job. That's why he's been MIA. Oh, Ben? Oh, okay, interesting. Well, tell him I said his Bureau shit was terrible. Terrible. Has Josh ever heard of a blanket or a heater? Dude, I got a blanket right here, motherfucker. Okay, yeah, I've been doing that FDR all day, and I got a heater right here, blasting my cheeks. So, yeah, I heard about it. All right, everybody, much love. Appreciate you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Sometimes I like to put this song on and go up to a rainy window and just stare out of it and think about how badly Star Wars and Marvel has been fucked up. And I just stare and stare and stare. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave, 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 leave? Man, we gonna get fucked up tomorrow, I tell you what, boy. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Let's get on out of here. Go have some fun. Eat some good food. Be merry. And open up your third eye. And wash out your stinky, stinky butt.